Okay, hello, regional vice presidents and executive regional vice presidents to be by the end of October this year, 2017. It is an absolute pleasure and a privilege to be talking to the best of the best. You guys are the cream of the crop. You are the top percentage of our nation. You guys are building the most phenomenal areas and you're growing bit by bit, block by block, day by day on your way to building the greatest regions. The guys, you are the most top leaders, world class in our team at the moment, and you're just continuing to keep on inspiring me. And I know Fiona is so impressed. Like, we're saying things all the time like, oh my gosh, did you see what Jade's doing on Facebook? Have you seen what Kerry's up to? What Carol's like business is exploding. Stacey going out meeting people in Lidl, and you know, all these things. You're just inspiring me, you're inspiring Fiona, and you're inspiring everybody else. So I want to give you a couple of golden nuggets to help you be the person that has a 40,000 QV a month turnover and beyond. Because it would be, I thought about this and I thought about saying to you, I want to tell you about how I got to Region. But do you know how I got to Region 2 years ago was really actually quite bad. So I don't really want to tell you how I got to Region, because I kind of just like I stumbled there making all of the mistakes in the world. But what I've learned over the past 2 years, because I am still a regional vice president, so I do still have to turn over 40,000 QV a month upwards, but I know how to do that better now. So what I want to do is, rather than tell you how I got to Region, which was shocking, I want to tell you how I turn over 40,000 QV and beyond now, because I'm not being big-headed, but I actually do Arbonne pretty well now. But 2 years ago, I did it really badly. But one thing I will tell you about when I went Region is I was not afraid to try new things. I was not afraid to just do what I thought would potentially work. So my first top tip is please, like I'm like begging you on my knees, please do not be afraid to try things, because yes, you're going to mess up. Yes, you're going to fall flat on your face. You're going to be embarrassed. Probably like when you went district to area, it's much the same. It is mortifying, the mistakes that you make, the things that you say, the one-to-ones that you do, the people that you prospect. It is, you look back and you just think, what was I thinking? But please do not be paralyzed by fear. When you're building like you are now to Region, you are going to feel nervous about the steps that you're about to take. And when I was growing from area to Region, I was terrified every single day. But I woke up every morning and thought, I've got two choices. Number one, I do nothing because I'm so scared. Or number two, I try the ideas that come into my head, knowing that only 50% are going to be good ideas and the other 50% of ideas are going to be shocking. But I just did it anyway. So my first top tip, which is what I did on the way to Region, was try the ideas that come into your head. As long as they're ethical, you know, I'm not saying go and like rob a bank or, you know, get somebody in like a neck lock and get them to join the business. As long as it's ethical, just do it. If the ideas come into your head, just act on them. And that's something that I really learned from Gabrielle Bernstein in May Cause Miracles. She was like, you get these ideas, you get these gut instincts, you get these feelings, act on them. If you suddenly get an idea of a person in your head and you think, where did that come from? Message them. It means something. And they might say no, and you might be embarrassed, but there's a reason why that idea came into your head. Maybe you plant a seed in their head now and you feel really embarrassed that you've reached out to them and they've said no, but you've planted a seed now, and in 2 years down the line, they're going to come back to you and say, do you know what, you know, you messaged me a couple of years ago. So act on the ideas that come into your head. We all have them. Those ideas just spring out of nowhere. Just act on them, and please don't be paralyzed by fear. Please don't be. Just do it. Just absolutely do it. And do you know what? When things don't work out, you've got a really funny story to tell, and people love funny people. So the more funny, embarrassing stories you've got, the better. Like me and Stacey absolutely pee our pants at some of the stuff that we both do. It's hilarious, but you gather up some really funny stories. So that's the first thing. When I did go Region, I don't know if many of you guys know, I literally was building on purely business builders. So we've obviously got two sides to our business. We've got the selling side, which is the direct sales, and then we've got the business builder side, which is the sponsoring. So there's only two things that we do in Arbonne. One is sell, one sponsor. That's it. And I say it's a bit like riding a bike. There's only two things to learn to do to ride a bike: pedal and learn to balance. And you need both. So when you're building an Arbonne business, you need to have both the sales side and the sponsoring side. When I built to Region, I only had the sponsoring side. I was amazing at sponsoring, really great at sponsoring, but I didn't have PCs. So what that meant was when I went Region, my business was so unbalanced, it wasn't healthy. And that's why I don't want to tell you all of the things that I did to go Region, because I don't want you to do the things that I did to go Region, because it wasn't the right way to be a regional vice president. But like I said, what I've learned over the past 2 years is how to build an amazing business of 40,000 QV a month upwards. So these are the things that I've learned that I would love to share with you all. So the first thing is, when you do go Region, it's going to take 3 months of intense effort. Now, all of you guys have chosen to do those 3 months of intense effort between now and October. So July, August, September, October, whenever your date is. Now, if you choose not to do Region over the next sort of 3 months, that's absolutely fine. But please know that if you do decide that the next 3 months isn't your time to literally go all in, there will be a time next year or the year after where when you go Region, you're going to have to spend 3 months going crazy. It's never ever going to be, there's never going to be a good time. It's like when people say, I'm not going to have a baby yet because the time's not right. There's just never a good time to have a baby. There's never a good time to go Region. When you do go Region, it is 3 months of intense, hard graft. It is worth it. It is 100 million% worth it. But you're going to have to give up 3 months of things that you probably would like to be doing. So for example, you're probably going to have to give up TV if you're still watching some TV. Maybe say no to some of the things that your friends ask you to do. So for example, I'm going Nation, so I know the next 3 months are intense. I've already started to say no to friends' birthdays that I've been invited to. I've said no to my friend's baby's christening. You don't have to do this. This is just, I know that for the next 3 months, I'm all in, because if I'm only 50% in, it's not going to happen. I need to be 100% in over the next 3 months. So if I can't be 100% in over the next 3 months and I'm only 50% in or 75% in, it's not going to happen. And I'm going to have to then do it all over again next year. I'd just rather get it done with now, to be honest. So I'm saying no to the things that I'd like to say yes to because I'm 100% in for the next 3 months. So it's going to be mayhem. It's going to be crazy. So please don't think that it's not. You know, every minute of every day counts. And if you're not doing Arbonne and you're not spending time with your family, which is just as important, by the way, if you're not doing those things, then you need to be doing personal development, reading, listening to audios, like soaking every last drop in that you can. So 90 days of intense activity, and it is worth it. It really is. So please be prepared for that. My next top tip is, would you not meet lots of people at the events? Oh yeah, you absolutely could do. Yeah, the couple of things that I've been invited to, I think I've spoke to everybody there anyway. But yeah, if it's new people networking, then yes. So Stacey's just said, for anyone watching the recording, Stacey's just said, why don't you say yes to going to those events, because it's good networking. Yeah, absolutely is. You've got to weigh up what it is you've been invited to. Like I said, the things that I've been invited to, I think I spoke to everybody. So not going to benefit me in networking or benefit anybody else there. I think they're trying to avoid me, to be honest. Anyway, the next top tip is you've got to help your team that want to go district. Your region relies on people going district and your current districts. Okay, it's all about the districts. Okay, you guys are areas, and areas are phenomenal people, but you're self-motivated. You're going to do this anyway, but your districts need you. 90% of people to go district, they need you. They can't do it on their own. The odd person will just skyrocket without a sponsor, but most of your team that want to go district, they really need you. They need you to hold their hand and motivate them on, if not a daily basis, then every other day. So here's some tips that I do with my team that are going district. So I've got a girl in my team that's hopefully completing today. She's like, I have a few QV away. That's Laura Green. So with Laura, what I've done with Laura is I've made sure, apart from being on holiday, I've made sure that I've spoke to her, if not every day, every other day. So I'm on the phone to her. I'm going, how's things going? How's the move? And I'm not just talking to her about Arbonne either. I'm talking to her about everything. She's just moved from Nottingham to Sheffield. So I'm talking to her about that. How's things with your mum? I know everything there is to know about Laura. So you want to make sure you know everything there is to know about the ICs in your team that want to go district. And you want to be on the phone to them as much as possible. Even if you've got nothing to talk about, just be there for them. Be their cheerleader. Be like, cheering them on. And I almost think of it a little bit like brainwashing, but I mean this in a good way. You want to make sure that you are the person breathing the belief into them, because most of your ICs going districts are going to get a lot of negativity from people around them, their family, their friends. So you need to be watering that out with positivity. Even if you think you're over the top, at least it's going to water out some of the negativity that they're probably getting. So you need to be constantly on at them about telling them that be real. Don't lie to them, but tell them what they're good at. You need to tell them, do you know what? Do you know what, Jan? You are so good at doing parties. You know, when you do a party, you lay the products out amazing. You do this. You know, be honest. Tell people, or Kerry, you are phenomenal at juggling your business around the 3 kids. Like, you just inspire other mums to do that. Or Jade, you know, you were organising a wedding. You've got your little boy, and you've earned the Mexico trip. You're incredible at sponsoring. You're incredible at building people up. Just be honest and tell your ICs going district. Just tell them all the time what they're good at, and spend most of your time with either the ICs going district or your districts that are growing. If you've got areas, I know Carol's got an area, I think that's it on the call, but if you're watching the recording, if you've got areas, do still spend time with them, but I would put most of your effort into your ICs going district and your districts going area, because they need it the most. Your areas still need you, but they don't need you as much. So your ICs, they need that constant pumping. It's almost like blood running through their veins. And another thing that I do is I'll text the people in my team and just be like, so say when Stacey was going area and she was still a district, I'd text her and be like, morning area manager Stacey Blackley, and she'd be like, morning national vice president Danni Wells. It's just these little things. Or if you can, send them a card in the post just saying like area manager, or if they're going district manager with their name on. Just these little things, it constantly will keep them going. And it is your districts that are going to help you go region. So really put energy into your ICs going district and your districts going area, or even your districts that are just maintaining and bonusing. Really put a lot of energy into those guys. They're the bricks for your region. They really are. My next top tip is energy. So we hear Fiona talk about this all the time. QV is energy. So where your energy is at the minute, you're all areas, so your energy is around about 10,000 QV. Some of you are more, some of you less, but let's say your 10,000 QV a month areas, let's say. Your energy is at that same level at the minute. Now, if you think back to when you were a district, which was a 2,500 QV district, your energy was lower. So if you think about the difference from being an area now to when you were a district, it's a different level of energy. So when something bad happens in your life, let's say you crash the car, nothing serious, but you bumped the car. When you were a district and you were at that level of energy, you probably would have found that it affected you for a few days. You would come home and you just watch the TV because you think, oh, I can't be asked to do Arbonne. You know, I bumped the car and I'm so mad and I can't be bothered with Arbonne. And you kind of just shut Arbonne off for a few days. Now you're an area manager. When bad things happen, like bumping the car, you come home and you think, yeah, I bumped the car, I'm going to phone up, I'm going to get it sorted, I'm going to get back on with my business. You bounce back quicker. So it's like the Weebles, they bounce back much quicker. And you probably know that because you've likely had bad things happen to you in your business and you get back on it much quicker. When you were a district, it took you longer to get back involved with what was going on. So your energy is different being an area now to when you were a district. So that's the same as going region. 4 times the amount of energy. So if you need your energy to go from 10,000 a month to 40,000 a month or upwards, you've got to times by 4 your level of energy. So that is going to, again, be intense. So there are lots of different ways to grow your energy and people find different ways suit them. So here's just some ideas of growing your energy level. So yoga. Personally, I haven't actually embarked on a yoga journey yet, but I'd like to. Yoga is a fantastic way to help raise your energy, and there's lots of videos on YouTube to help you do that. Meditation. Now, I never ever did meditation. It was only going region to nation that I've learned to do meditation, and I would say that it's the meditation that has, and doing the May Cause Miracles, that has helped me grow the most in my whole 3 years of doing Arbonne. If I'd done meditation from area to region, I think I'd have done it quicker, but I didn't do it, but that's okay. So meditation, and I personally use guided meditation. I go onto YouTube and I put a 10-minute guided meditation one on and I listen to somebody guide me through. when I go into that meditation mode where the whole world is just shut off and you go into like a different energy, that's when I get my best ideas. So I come out of the meditation and I've got like 5 ideas. So I quickly grab a pen and paper and I write my ideas down that have come to me out of nowhere. I act on those ideas and then something comes from it. And I'm like, where did that come from? Like somebody's name's just come into my head that I've not thought of in like 10 years. Or I think of something to post on Facebook. I post it and it gets me like 3 sales. So it's just incredible, absolutely incredible. So definitely meditation helps your energy rise up. I'm just trying to think what a couple of other things were. Affirmations. Affirmations are fantastic for rising your energy up. Gratitude. I know Kerry's doing a daily gratitude, which I'd love to hear from you in a second, Kerry. I've nearly finished. Gratitude definitely raises your energy up. Oh yeah, Stacey, do you know what? Rather than putting in the chat what a gong bath is, tell us all in a minute, because then it'll benefit all of us as well. A vision board, a vision board, a vision board, a vision board, okay? A vision board. Have a vision board. If you've not done it yet, do it. Get on that vision board, what you're going to do when you go region. If you've got kids, tell them what it is they're going to get. Ask them what they want when you go region. If you've got a spouse, tell them what do you want when I go region? Or do you want to donate to a charity when you go region? Whatever it is, have that vision board of what it is that you want, so you can visualize what's going to happen when you go region. The car, what the car is that you want. There are lots of other ways to raise your energy as well, but I'm running out of ideas. But Kerry, do you mind just telling us all about your gratitude list?
Hello. Yeah, no, it's fine. I've only done it for the last week, so I was challenged to do it. 10 new things a day, and they couldn't be the same at all. So yeah, there's 70 things. I really enjoyed it, and it's made me a lot more grateful for what I have. You really have to think. The first 2-3 days, it's quite, you really quite a few things off, but then you're like, okay, I'll put that yesterday, or I'll put that the day before. I have had to have a bit of help some days, so I'm like, help me out, I can't think of anything. But yeah, no, I've really enjoyed it. And I did meditate as well last night for the first time, and I really enjoyed that as well.
What did you think? Did you find it hard work?
As well. No, well, I've tried it before and I did hard work because my mind always wanders, but last night I didn't. I just felt like I was ready for it last night. So, but I did go on meditation from YouTube as well. And they do all sorts of different ones for whatever it is you're got a blockage in, I suppose. So yeah, just Google it.
And Stacey, did you want to share what the gong bath is with everybody?
Yeah, sure. Well, firstly, I didn't have a diary, so I found a very old 2014 diary, and I've made that my gratitude diary. So now, every night before bed, I put in there everything that I'm grateful for that day. And thanks to Anita, I also put in there now, I'm so happy and grateful for what I haven't already got, but I'm grateful for it. So basically I'll say, I'm so happy and grateful that I have now part-retired Paul, so he's got more choices in what he wants to do. So that's what I also put in my gratitude, which is great. So going to a gong bath. Okay, I went to I recommend you guys getting yourself, trying to find a mind, body and spirit local event, something like that. Just Google it. And I met this amazing couple that do kinesiology and a gong bath. Anyway, I had my first experience at the event. It was good, but I connected with the guy. It just, like Danny said, when you hear that thing in your head, just do it. Well, the universe had to tell me 1,000 times, because the leaflet kept dropping on the floor, kept picking up, putting it back, kept dropping on the floor, kept picking up. And I was like, I just need to phone him. So I phoned him, booked in a gong bath, and was like, wow. So basically, it's like a huge symbol, and he made up a lovely place for me to lay down. And then on the actual gong, which is like a huge round symbol, they have different things that they use for sound therapy, and that different parts of the gong represent different parts of the body. So you have a consultation, probably everyone's different. So you have a consultation, and the beginning, like the top part, I said to him, I want to work on my vibrations. I want to have higher, work on my vibrations. He goes, okay, I'm going to work on the top part of the gong. He goes, because that's where the third eye is, higher in the energy. He goes, it's quite intense. And I had, it was mind blowing. So, and then he goes with his intuition and how he feels it's going. And for the first time, he had a psychic vision of me. And he told me this after I'd left. But while I was laying down, I've had this thing about butterflies. So my sign is butterflies. And during this meditative state, I suppose you do go into, I could actually see, like closing my eyes, I could actually see the sound waves. It was bizarre. It was really bizarre. But then I saw this giant butterfly cross moth, like giant moth, and it was laying on the side of like the grass verge. And somebody was there tending to this butterfly. Its wings was damaged, and I was like, it's a bit bizarre. Like, what the hell? But I was going with it. Just trying to let go, and just see what came to me. And that's what came to me. And I couldn't really understand what that meant. And then obviously, the more I kept looking at butterflies, I realised that actually, my take on that was me, because butterflies mean transformation, and to me that meant that I'm healing wounds. People are helping me heal wounds. I'm moving on to become this beautiful fixed butterfly, so to speak. So that's how I took my take on it, and I can't wait to go back for another one. It was incredible. And then obviously I spoke to his wife. She's interested, so we're sort of liaising with the business, and it's just amazing. Just go for it. It's incredible.
Wow, thanks for sharing that, Stacey.
And I just want to say a massive thank you for you guys allowing me to be part of this. You're all so incredible. Every one of you on this call are absolutely incredible. And I feel so grateful to have you all in my life. So thank you so much.
Lovely. She's lovely, isn't she? We all are. Okay, so the last final thing, and then I'll open it up to any questions or anything anyone wants to share, is reading. So you have to be reading, okay? You have to be reading. I can recommend anybody any specific book, Rise Sister Rise, any specific book. Do you know what book I love to do with energy? I love Maker's Miracles, but I didn't actually discover that until recently. So one book that I found that Fiona McCarthy recommended to me when I was going region is Working with the Law by Raymond Hollywell, and you can get this free on YouTube as well. Now, I will tell you this. Now, if anyone on the call isn't very Christian, which is fine, everybody is entitled to their own spirituality, whatever it is that you choose to follow. This uses the word God. Now, it's not talking about, if you're not Christian, it's not talking about that you have to believe in God. It just uses the word God for energy. So when we talk about the law of attraction, instead of it saying the law of attraction, it would say like God encourages the law of attraction. So like God is the energy. But it does say in the beginning, when I use the word God, I'm talking about energy. And if you're Muslim, if you're Christian, if you're Sikh, or if you're none of the above, if you're not religious at all, you just like believe in energy in the universe, it works for everybody. And I don't want anyone to pick it up that isn't religious and think, oh my gosh, this is mentioning the word God, because it's not about that. The content is about the energy side of it. Personally, for me, I'm not Christian at all, but I do believe in energy, and I believe in the way the universe works. So for me, I loved this book because it was all about like the law of attraction. It's the 11 laws. The law of attraction is one of the laws, and it's the 11 other laws. So, for example, you've got the law of thinking, the law of supply, the law of attraction is one of them, the law of receiving, the law of increase. They're all there. It is a phenomenal book, and it's only 180 pages. So it's a really, really good book for rising your energy up. And do you know what's so funny? This is really spooky. So I read this on the way to region, and it really helped me with my energy levels. And then I put it on a bookshelf like we do, and I thought nothing else of it. Anyway, so we're at BP Retreat the other day, and I had this dream. It was a really vivid dream. Oh, it's by Raymond Hollywell. So this dream that I had was really, really vivid. And all it was this book on the bookshelf. And it was my hand. All I could see in the dream was my hand looking at the whatever this is called of the book. This there is it the index or something? I don't know what it's called. Picking up this book and pulling it off the bookshelf. Right. So this was my dream. I thought, bloody, I've not thought about that book in like 2 years. Anyway, then I went to Fiona McCarthy's room, and she said, "I'm just finishing getting ready, and we're going to go and get Nikki." I said, "Okay." So we went to Nikki's room, and Nikki had the radio playing. Okay. Off her phone. Her phone was on a speaker playing the radio. So then we went into the bathroom, and she started doing Fiona's makeup, and the radio started making these clicky sounds, and all of a sudden her phone all by itself had gone from the radio to an audio on her phone of this Working with the Law. And Nikki went, "That's weird." She goes, "It's just changed all by itself to the audio." She was like, "I've not heard that in ages." And I was like, oh my God. And Fiona was like, are you all right? And I was like, I couldn't even speak. I couldn't even tell her that night I'd had a dream of my hand. And I was like, the universe is telling me I've got to get home and get this book. So literally I got home last night and I looked on my bookshelf, and weirdly enough, it was exactly on my bookshelf where the dream had pulled it out. I was like, oh my God. So I pulled it out and I started reading it today. I was like, the universe is telling me I've got to read this book. So I'm reading it again for the second time. And it's just, yeah, a really incredible book. But you know what? This might not be your book to read, Jim. But what I would say is find a book that is, because there's something that's obviously it keeps telling you, read me, read me, read me. And if you've got a book that it keeps saying, read me, read me, read me, there's a reason for it. I need to read this book for some reason. I don't know what the reason is, but I'm doing it. So if there's a book that keeps standing out in your mind, read it. Absolutely read it, read it, read it. So that is kind of it for my massive top tip. So did you guys have specific questions? Otherwise I can just talk. You have to unmute, Stacey.
Just keep talking. I'm loving it, Danni. You're absolutely incredible. Your energy is through the roof. I've missed you so much.
Oh, yeah. What kind of areas do you guys feel like you just love to know a little bit more about with you growing to 40,000 QV a month?
So for me, I think I need to concentrate on building new. I'm great at making new connections and inviting people to the to looking at the business and stuff, but I don't. A majority of the time, it doesn't go much further than that. Or they'll start, but they're very slow to do anything. So just some tips on that, really, because as you know, I am like a boss. Not bigging myself up, but I'm like a boss at meeting new people.
Yeah.
It's just getting part, like, you know, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Getting them into the business and building them strong.
Yeah. Okay, so
that's what I need to work on.
Yeah, okay, so two things about that. So the first thing is, and you do this anyway, Stacey, but hopefully this might benefit anybody listening to this or the recording, is you need to be speaking to more people than what you actually need. So you're always going to find people are going to join the business and do nothing. So don't just sponsor one or two people and then be like, oh, they've gone. Like, you need to be sponsoring more people than what are leaving, because that's just a natural part of the process, which Stacey, you do anyway, so that's not aimed at you. But I just want to put that out there. So definitely sponsor more people than what you actually need. The people that are going to stick it out, I would always say, this is what I found over, so I've probably sponsored about 50 people now, I would say, and I would say the people that stay, people like Stacey, Natalie Crawford, Jane Brown, Laura Green, Claire Alsell-Smith, Sammy Jo Lewis, trying to think of people that I've sponsored that have stayed. What I would say was the difference. So when I look at all the people I've sponsored, and I think, what is it about the people that have stayed versus the people that haven't stayed? Because I've pretty much done the same thing with everybody. So what I've found is the people that stayed have got this enormous reason for staying, and I've always uncovered what that reason is. So for Stacey, for example, when Stacey was first starting the business, I wanted to know what she wanted out of the business, so I was asking her questions, and it can take a few days to a few weeks to even a few months for somebody to fully open up to you. But I spent time finding out what it was that Stacey what made Stacey's heart actually pump. And she said, my dad is really poorly, you know, I want to do more, I want to be there for my dad, you know, I've got Paul working so many hours, I want him to have more options, I want to show Sophia and Thomas what it means to build something from scratch, you know, to show them what hard work is all about. And Wyatt was just a baby at the time, but she was like, I want to be able to earn money while Wyatt's in hospital, I want to have a purpose, I want to be around people like me, you know, my friends don't get me, I want to be in a community of people that get me and like me just for being me, warts and all. And she told me all of the things that she wanted, and I got to know all of that over time. And Arbonne is absolutely the answer for everything that she wanted. So what I found is those people that have told me what they wanted, Arbonne is a solution for them. Whereas I've seen people come into the business and they've said, I just want to work from home in my pajamas. I don't really want to have to leave the house. You know, I don't really want to teach people what to do. I just want them to just do it. I just want to like get loads of clients and just get, you know, people buying products. When people tell me that, I'm like, yeah, that's not really very Arbonne. But people do say that, and you're just like, okay, well, you know, Arbonne's probably not gonna be the answer to your problems, which is fine. It's not the answer to everybody's problems, but I would say the people that have stayed, Arbonne is 100% the answer. And if they didn't have Arbonne, there's no other There is no other solution out there. There is no other option. Whereas I've seen people very successful start an Arbonne business, and if Arbonne doesn't work, it doesn't matter anyway. They're like, well, I've got loads of money, I've got a job, it doesn't matter anyway. The people that stay, it's no matter what. It's like, there's no other option. I have to make this work. If I don't make this work, there's nothing else. So I would say find out from the people that you sponsor, which doesn't just take a day or two. It can take a few weeks to a few months.
How do you know what questions to ask though? Because you're very good at asking questions. You're very good at asking questions. And I think I don't ask the right questions sometimes, maybe, to get to that reason. So have you got like 4 main questions or?
No, do you know what? It just literally comes to my mind. I just ask what comes to my mind and I listen. Like I'm listening to listen. I'm not listening to think of a reply. So whenever anybody talks, I don't think about my reply. I listen and I listen and I listen. And then when they're finished, then I will reply. Because one thing I used to do was when someone was telling me whatever it was they were telling me, I was thinking of a reply, so I wasn't properly listening. I wasn't engaged in what they were saying. And sometimes when people say things, you can read between the lines in what they're actually saying, and then you can like probe on that a little bit more, like, well, you know, how does that make you feel? So like when Stacey was saying, you know, Wyatt's in hospital and you know, it would just be nice to be able to earn money from my phone while I was in hospital, I'd be like, oh, well, how does that make you feel? Like, I just asked her and I genuinely cared as well. So all of you guys are people that genuinely care. You know, no one needs to teach you how to care, because you do care. For some people, not everybody cares, but you guys all on the call now, you do care a lot. So I would say just ask questions and genuinely care about your consultants, and also just care so much that if Arbonne's not a fit for them, don't just shut them off. Don't be like, okay, well, you're not doing Arbonne, so I don't care about you. Still care about them. I still speak to all of the people I've ever sponsored. And do you know what? 80% don't do the business anymore, but I still speak to them. I still like their Facebook stuff. I still check in with them every now and again. Yeah, not as much as the people doing Arbonne, because people doing Arbonne are present in my life. The other people are like on the outside of that. But I still check in with them. You know, how's so-and-so getting on at school? How's this? I genuinely care. And I think when people know that you genuinely care, and it's not about whether they do Arbonne or not, you just genuinely care, they see that. So I would say my questions that I ask literally just come from within, and it takes time to really get to know someone. Does that kind of help a little bit?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, what about everybody else? Kerry, what would you say with you? Are you finding, you know, moving from 10,000 a month to 40,000 a month?
Well, I was going to say to you, like, so when you're out and about, I know you did prospecting in pairs with Jane Brown, didn't you? Or when you go cold marketing on your own, what do you say? What's Danni Wells' script?
Okay, so I've done this with Stacey as well before, actually, as well. So it's really simple. It's never always the exact same thing, so you have to tweak it slightly. So I'll do it. So Stacey, do you want to unmute? You can be the waitress or something. So let's say we're in that without place that we go to in London. So something like, oh, can I have an almond milk, vanilla, chai latte, please?
Oh yeah, you had that last time, you say. I bet you must have enjoyed that.
Oh my gosh, I loved it. God, you must have a really good memory. How long have you worked here for now?
Oh, about 8 months.
Wow, do you still love it?
I absolutely love it because it fits my ethos. I love the food. I'm vegan myself. Yeah. So it just works really well for me.
Yeah. How long have you been vegan for? So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to find a need. I'm asking questions to find a need. How long have you been vegan for?
Oh, about 3 years now.
How are you finding it?
Loving it, actually. Really enjoying it. Really enjoying it.
Is there like anything? So when I went vegan, I struggled to find like things that were vegan, because obviously it was a new like world to me. Is there anything that you've like not found or took you a while to find?
I did struggle with makeup because the stuff that was recommended to me in Superdrug, the B range, I just didn't find the quality, and the mascara did used to go in my eyes a lot. I'm being genuine as well, by the way. Yeah. I did used to struggle a lot with makeup. So, and because my skin's quite sensitive, I just wasn't using anything because it was just aggravating me.
Oh my gosh, do you know what? So similar. And I actually found some amazing products. Do you know what? Are you on Facebook? And literally, I straight away get Facebook. Are you on Facebook? Pop your details in there. I'll send you a bit of information about what I found.
Oh, all right, brilliant. Yeah.
That's it. I don't talk about Arbonne unless it comes up, because I'm trying to find a need. So because she said she loves her job, I was like, well, I can't go down that direction. So I'm literally, all I want to do is uncover some sort of need so that I can get my phone in front of her face and tell her to find herself on
That all
Facebook.
the time.
Literally, I don't want to talk about Arbor. I want to be able to add them on Facebook. That's it. All I want to do is add them on Facebook, because then I can then talk to them later on down the line.
Can I just say, while I was waiting to meet my one-to-one this evening, I made 2 new connections in the cafe. And all I did was, so I walked past this woman, but she kept catching my eye. And I thought, no, I'm just going to sit down. I was feeling a little bit like, a little bit wired. And I was like, no. So I went over to her and I said to her, do you know what? I really just have to say, your hair looks phenomenal. You're amazing. You look beautiful. And she was like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, do you know what? I just changed my hairdresser because she's in Santorini. I just had my hair done and I quite like it. I was like, it looks incredible. And I just had that urge. And then she kept looking over. I was sitting on my own waiting for my client. She kept looking over, and so like we were just making like little like small talk, I suppose. And in the end we got into the conversation of what does she do, and she happen to be a beauty therapist and she does eyelashes. And then she says, oh, I'm studying to be a kinesiologist. I was like, oh my god, like I love kinesiology. So we connected there, we swapped numbers.
Yeah, it's so simple.
She asked me what I did. I said I'm a health and wellness consultant. I gave her my business card. Didn't really mention Arbonne. I just said that's what I do, and I work with nutrition like she does. And that was it. And then another lady, as I was talking to my client, was talking about dog sitting. And I went, and as my client went to the loo, I told her, and I went, did you just mention about dog sitting? And she went, yeah. I went, do you know what? I need someone to look after my little pug while I'm away. I got one for my boxer, but not for my pug. Can I have your details? And that was it. Because you just don't know who you're going to meet. And it's just about, I feel like I was taken to that place for a reason, because she was going to come to mine. And I was like, oh, maybe we should go to Coombe Woods. Like if an idea comes to my head now, I take it. Like what Danni says, take it and go with it. Because you're getting that idea for a reason. It might be so you make a mistake and learn from it. It might be so you open, I wouldn't have met those 2 people otherwise. And I just think it's just having the opportunity. And then I also said, oh, do you do events here? I'm looking for a place to do presentations. She's like, actually we do, and the owners are in tomorrow. I said, do you want to ring them tomorrow? I was like, cool, I'll do that. So yeah, it's just about being open and ready to invite and make as many new friends as possible.
Yeah, that's it. Don't think about meeting new people to talk about Arbonne. Think about just connecting with them. You just want to connect, hopefully on Facebook. Most people are on Facebook. We were at the getting ready to go to the airport from Egypt the other day, and I bumped into this woman in the toilet, and everybody was Arabic in Egypt, so there was not very many British people. But I heard this woman talking to a child, and she was British. And I was like, oh, are you from the UK? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, me too. And I was like, where are you from? No, first of all, I was like, how have you found the holiday? And we were chatting about the holiday. And she was telling me that she normally goes to Sharm. So chat. And then I said, whereabouts in the UK are you from? She goes, Leicester. I went, oh my God. I was like, I'm from Leicester. She was like, no way. I was like, yeah. I was like, let's connect on Facebook. That was it. We just connected because we're both from near Leicester. So if you can try and find something where you can then go, let's connect on Facebook, or let's add on Facebook and I'll send you some information. If you can find something that enables you to connect on Facebook, then you can then talk about like Arbonne and connect with them. So does that kind of help, Kerry? So Kerry, just while you're still there, hang on, let me unmute you. What about everything else? Is there like you grow into like 40,000 QB a month upwards? Is there areas that you think, yeah, I really need to focus on that?
No, for me at the minute it's making new connections with people. That's my weaker area. So that's where I'm focusing on at the minute. Definitely is making the new connections. So
okay, so yeah, let's say me and you were at a train station or something, and let's say you saw me struggling with one of my children. Would you feel comfortable to be like, oh, let's say I dropped something, would you be comfortable to pick it up and go, oh, here you go, and then give me a look of like, oh.
Yeah, I would do that. It's because I go sometimes when I know it's about the business, that's when I have but I could do what you've just said, like connect on Facebook. Yeah, but I've been going with the intention to get their number to talk about the business. Okay. I think that's the difference. So maybe I've been going at it wrong, because then I get all nervous and I feel like I can't just randomly go up to someone. But I could definitely connect with someone on Facebook, to do that all the time. And that's where I'm stronger, is turning my cold market warm. That's what I love. And maybe I've come away from that thinking I need to, but actually I think I just need to go back to that, because that's where I'm great. I'm brilliant at that. But I've stopped that thinking, oh, well, maybe I need to go cold market, but I shouldn't change what I've been doing. I should just stick to what I'm doing, shouldn't I?
Everybody has strengths and weaknesses. Whatever your strengths are, do more of that and don't worry too much about your business.
I don't know, I just thought, to go to region, I need to do something different. So I've been thinking, I need to tackle the cold market. But now you've just said that, I'm like, no, I'm good at turning my cold market warm. I'm just going to carry on doing that. I know it's a lengthier process sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I know I'm good at that. So, yeah. No, that's made me feel loads better. Thank you.
So next week, all you're going to do next week is, let's connect.
Yeah, but I do that. I do that anyway. But then I suppose it's the follow-up part as well. Like, do you just do the attraction marketing? Like, I've spoke to you about that before, Danny, haven't I? Where you've said that it's just they come to you. Or
I do a
you
mix.
Just build up the friendship?
Yeah. So some people do just come to me. Like, Stacey was like, what is it you do? I need to know all about it. Some people do just do that. Other people, like Chloe Whitaker, for example, recently, I was going through my contact lists from A onwards, and I got to like C or D, and I was picking people out of my contact lists and saying to them, hey Jade, absolutely loved your wedding pictures, looked amazing. Look, this is totally random, but I see how much energy and effort you put into your wedding, and I know you love to travel, I know you love to be with your little boy. I think you'd be really good at what I do. Have you ever thought about it? Literally, I pay them I say something about their life, so I don't think it's like just some sort of random message, something about their life. I pay them a compliment and then say, I know this is really random, but you'd be really good at what I do. Have you ever thought about it? Now, most of the time people message me back and go, what is it you do? Or your job looks really fun. Like, I don't know what it is though, or something along those lines. And then that leads into, okay, well, do you know what? Let's meet up for coffee and I'll go over it. Or, you know, obviously we don't live near each other. Are you free if I phone you? Or can I send you a video? Or something like that, some sort of exposure.
Perfect. Okay. That's what I've been doing. I don't know why I'm trying to change it. I'm just going to carry on.
Yeah, don't change it. Just do more. Just do 4 times as much.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I'm trying to, I don't know why I've done that. Why have I done that?
Oh, we all do. Don't worry. We all start dithering off, but we ultimately always tend to come back to what we're good at.
Okay. I'll carry on. I'm going to book into some baby clubs. Ready?
Yay! Okay, Jade, what about you? Are you able to talk or not?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think for me, what I'm struggling with is, I don't like to use the word struggle, but I feel like a lot of my consultants or DMs that have gone a little bit quiet, but we're really trying to rebuild like momentum again. But I've found that I tend to be really attracting or sponsoring people that are currently working full time, and trying to get trying to get that like just trying to find time. And I know that's the worst thing that anyone can ever say. But just trying to manage time where we get together and do booking blitzes, or even, you know, just arranging one-to-ones where I can go and support them, like, because I'm still working as well. Like, I just feel like there's a clash all the time, and I don't feel like I'm doing a good enough job in supporting them because I'm not available when they're available sometimes. How do you manage that?
Okay, so first of all, you are doing an amazing job. And there is always going to be parts of your business that you think, oh my gosh, I could do more there. So for example, when I was building to region, I spent most of my time in hospital, and I used to think, oh my gosh, you know, I'm not out doing launches for people, I'm not out doing parties, I'm not doing this, that and the other. And I felt exactly the same way you felt, like, oh my God, I'm just not good enough. But I was like, no, do you know what? There is somebody out there that's in a much worse situation than me, and they've done it. So there's a way. So I was like, I just need to find the way and not worry about what I'm not able to do. So for me, what the way was for me was I recorded my own videos talking about the business, and I let my team use those, and I found a way to make it work. So for we've just got to find a way that's going to enable you. So what you're looking for then is a solution. Are you wanting to be able to present the business opportunity in front of your team's prospects? Is that right?
Yes, because I think things move really quickly for a lot of my DMs, and I think like we've all realised that we just need to take it back to basics and get that one-to-one right. And I want to try and do like a 3-2-1, like a 3 sort of one-to-one approach where I do one, we both do it together, then they do one with me there, so we kind of feel like that's done and I can just duplicate properly. But just trying to find those times where we can do that is difficult. And then I suppose one of my other main one of my other main problems is when I really look at your YouTube videos, and I think they're fantastic in terms of getting like somebody to district manager as quickly as possible. And at the start, when I first started, that worked a treat. Whereas now I feel like in the area of the people that I'm sponsoring, they struggle to get people to come together for a launch. They just can't get the people there. So like, are you finding that's a little bit more common now? Are there different ways to try and get people going? Is there other options, other methods?
Have you tried doing like online launches? Have you tried that?
No.
Sounds like, I mean, I'm just trying to think of different ideas. If anybody else has any other ideas, please do share. So it sounds to me like, so if you want to going back to the one-to-ones, what you're looking for is a time that suits you, your new consultant, and their prospect. That's 3 people you need to find a suitable time for. Is that right?
Yes, yeah.
So that is obviously hard work. So do you think maybe doing it on a Zoom call, like at 9 p.m. at night, might make it better for all 3 of you with the time?
Yeah, probably. You're probably right there. Yeah, just trying to, I suppose you just go in, because the way I did it before, you just kind of try and go back, but I've just got to, instead of, I think what I've been doing is I've been sort of saying to my to my DMs or my consultants, like, if you can't do it, like, I've almost done it for them, which I know has been, it's probably growing my business, but it's being counterproductive in terms of duplication. And I'm always looking after too many people, as well as trying to bring on new consultants and sponsoring.
So what do you want your new consultants to be able to master the DA quicker?
Yeah, I think I need to do one thing. I need to get my DMs to really have duplicated what I'm doing, because I don't think I've done that properly, if I'm honest. And like,
whatever you've done's worked, because look at you, a superstar.
Yeah, like they're amazing, and I just think they're not so confident with the DA, and I think ultimately that is the core of the business, sharing that presentation with as many people as possible. So I just I want to just make sure I'm managing my time properly in terms of making sure they're duplicating what I'm doing and they understand the DA, and then I can really work with my new consultants and getting them to DM.
Yeah.
So I just feel I'm not giving people enough time, which is stressing me out.
Yeah, so what you need to do is really leverage your time somehow, figure out how you've got such little time, how you're going to be able to leverage. So a couple of things that are like coming to me is online DAs for sure. If you've got a team page, so one thing that we do that's working really well is on our friends and family page, the Hello Future page, which has got friends and family on, we do a weekly live DA on it. So there's actually one tonight. So let's say my new consultant, Carol, let's say we couldn't book her launch in for another couple of weeks for whatever reason. I would say, Carol, get inviting your friends like you would do anyway, and get them onto the Hello Future Family Friends page and tell them there's a live what it's all about at 8 o'clock, and that's going to then leverage a little bit. And I'm not saying that I know all the answers, I definitely don't. These are just some ideas that might help you a little bit. And another thing as well is, if you want your team to start learning the DA quicker, what I would suggest is when you do a team training, get each person on the call to do 1 slide each. So you've got the so you say to them, okay, right, so Stacey, you're doing the first slide about the culture and history of Arbad. Kerry, you're doing about the products. Jade, you're doing about what is network marketing. Carol, you're doing this. And just get them to learn 1 slide. And when you do your team training, just go round and get each person. And then eventually they're going to listen to what other people say, and they're going to get to do 1 slide each, and just get mastering that on your team training. Has anyone else got any other ideas that are going to help with Jade having the time issue?
Can I just say something really quickly? It might not help, but Jade, you say I a lot, like you've not done it, and you've given your team like an amazing start. So stop. It's not your fault if they're not confident in the DA. Like,
I'm with you, Kerry.
They can watch the DA on YouTube. They could. You seem to be blaming yourself. I just had to say it because you, like, it took me ages to learn that DA. It was my biggest fear of doing it. And it didn't but you can't duplicate that, Jade. That's just someone's fear. You're just gonna have to get over that. Like, I think you're trying to be perfect, aren't you? You're trying to do it perfectly, and you've not done anything wrong. So I just wanted to say that. Like, you're amazing. You've got this amazing business. I think you need to stop beating yourself up, because you really are. And I just had to say it because I couldn't listen to you say it anymore.
Thank you.
I think you've just said what we're all thinking, Kerry.
Yeah, they'll do it when they're ready, and there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can duplicate down. Like, if they're not ready to do it.
So do I just continue to try and keep going with them?
No one taught me
where
the
you
DA.
Can. Like, yeah, I just had to listen to it on YouTube and stuff. But if you can't support them, you can't support them. If they're not going to step up, then that's their business, isn't it? Like, we all had to eventually, didn't we? We all had to say, right, well, I've got to go out now and do this DA.
Yeah,
but they'll do it. They'll do it when they're ready. But like Danny said, if you can't, just jump on Zoom and support them that way. But don't beat yourself up over it.
No, okay, like, thank you.
We're all on our own journeys. Like, love them for where they're at.
Stacey, were you going to say something to Jade? Oh, there's no sound.
Oh.
There we go. Yeah, carry on.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Oh no, it's stopped. Do whatever you did a minute ago.
I didn't do anything different.
Do that. Just do that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, just don't move though.
My iPad died, so I had to go onto my phone. Yeah, so just take advantage of the Discover Arbonne opportunities and get people to them and get them going. Like, even if you can't make it, just say to them, look, take a friend to this. And that's what I've been doing, getting my DMs and my guys going for DM, taking people to Discover Arbonne as well. So they're learning the presentation. They're learning different ways of doing the presentation as well. But yeah, just go wider. Just go wider as well. Just keep sponsoring, because that's, you know, I've tried so hard working on the guys that I've introduced to the business because I felt like I owed them something for them joining. But actually, they've got to take responsibility. They really, and that's, you've got to love them for where they are. Like Kerry says, Danny always tells me that. You've got to love them for where they are and just keep going wider and finding the people that are ready to run, that are ready to work the way you want to work, and just be that attractor factor, which you are. You're bloody amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Go on, Carol, sorry.
I've got a delay, sorry. It sounds like I'm over talking, but I think I've got a big delay. An idea that I've got is, I don't know what you could do, but for whoever records their own DA by a certain time, get something, I don't know, and then you'll see those that, you know, those that really want to will think, right, okay, I need a kick up the backside, because I think the only way you learn the DA is by having to do it yourself. So, and I know it was, you know, with me, I watched and wrote notes and kind of, you know, watched all different DAs and thought, oh, I like that bit and I like that bit, and I put it all into one, and then I recorded my own on YouTube. And I think if you set some kind of incentive asking your team members to record their own DA on YouTube, send it to you, and by a certain date, and whoever has sent it by a certain date, I don't know what they get, but something like that, and then you'll see who actually wants to do it. Because the only way, like everyone said, they'll learn is by doing it themselves.
I think that is the most genius idea. Do you know what I think you should do, Jay? Do that and speak to somebody like Laura Leggett or Zoe Allen or somebody and ask them if they'll do an afternoon tea incentive or a coaching call, something that people in your team want, and say it like just that. If they record their DA, get it sent to you, this is what they get.
Yeah, okay, brilliant.
And a couple of other things as well. Get your team, this is for everybody. Like, no one taught me the DA. I had to learn it myself as well, just from YouTube. But get your team to go onto YouTube, find their own Discover Arbonnes that they want to listen to, and say to them, practice this DA in front of your friends, and you know, your friends probably don't want to do the business. Say to them, but tell your friend you need half an hour to practice something on them, and get them to send their friends how the DA should look, so the friend knows how it should be, and then they practice it in front of their friends. So they're just practicing, and that, like Carol said, the more you do it, the better you get at it. And if they're practicing in front of a friend, one, they're going to get the exposure to an actual good DA because they're going to watch how it should be, and then second of all, they're going to get to hear their friend practice this, you know, this presentation. So get them to practice doing it in front of their friends.
Brilliant.
And one more. Go on.
No, you go.
Okay, I'll go quick and then you carry on.
No, it's fine.
One more thing. When we went to VP Retreat, Connie Podesta said something that really hit home with me. She said, when you sponsor business builders, all you need is a maximum of 4 months, most people less, but a maximum of 4 months to teach your new business builder 2 things. There's only 2 things you need to teach your business builder. One is how to sell products. So basically, where to order the products from, how to get them delivered, how to use the website, how to sell a product to somebody. How does somebody buy a shampoo? So all you need to do is, number one, teach your new business builder how to sell something. So within that 4-month period, teach your new business builder how to sell even a water bottle, so that they know how to, get the website all going. So you've taught them how to use the website, how to sell a shampoo. And the second thing you need to teach them is how to sponsor somebody. So how to sponsor a business builder. And that obviously comes in its own bracket as well. But if you can teach somebody in the first 4 months how to sell a product and how to sponsor somebody, then your job is practically done. All you need to do then is just support them, because there's nothing else you can do. All we do is sell and sponsor. And then the only other thing to do is just support, guide and mentor people. I don't teach my team anything else but how to sell products and sponsor people. They already know that. I just remind them and guide them and coach them. So don't want to hear anybody putting themselves down, because you're all doing a phenomenal job. You absolutely are. You've all sold a product and you've all sponsored somebody. So therefore, in my mind, you're doing great. So it's up to the person what they do. All you've got to do is teach them how to sell something, how to sponsor somebody. Your job is done. And then you just support them and guide them then. Go on, Carol.
Oh, I can't remember what I was going to say. It can't have been important. I can't remember.
Well, while you're there, how are you finding building to 40,000 a month QV?
Yeah, I'm very similar. Well, I think what everyone said, I've got kind of a bit of everyone. I have been feeling similar to Jade, that I've got these consultants and they say they want to be district. I think we spoke about this last week, but what they say and what they're doing doesn't match. And so I've just been concentrating on sponsoring. I'm there to help and support them, but I feel like if I was to spend all my time trying to train them to do what I've done, do you know what I mean? It wouldn't. I think how am I supposed to say it? We're there to kind of be, I learn from other people. I watched you, I watched this, I watched that, and the information is all there for people. They just need to be willing to do it or not. Does that make sense?
Yeah, pretend I'm you. Tell me a conversation that you're thinking of that somebody in your team has said to you that's driving you mad. So just be that person and I'll be you.
So I've got to be them?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to be district manager by October.
Oh, wow, Cal, that's amazing. Do you know what? I'm actually literally just on my way out at the minute. So kind of conversation right now. But do you know what I want you to do? What I want you to do is send me an email or a Facebook message with 10 things that you are able to do that's going to generate that 6,000 QV spread over 2 months. So send me an email with 10 things that you can do that's going to generate that QV. Send it to me. What I'll do is I'll have a read over it, and then I'm free on Friday at 3 p.m. Are you free then? And we'll have a conversation about this.
Yeah, love it.
Okay, don't get too caught up in people having a pity party, because they do, and that's fine. People do that, but I get it all the time. But I haven't got time for it. I'm like, do you know what? This is what I want you to do, and you need to get them to do something before you give them your time, because your time is so precious. We're too busy to be giving people, celebration pity parties. So get them to do something.
One of them in particular said, what are we in now, July? In June, that she wanted to be district manager by October. So I was like, fine, okay, let's get started. What activity, show me what you have booked in. She's like, and she said, no, I'm going to wait to July to start. And I was like, and I did try, but there was nothing I could do. And now in July, she's done 1 stall. Yeah, that's it. That's all that's her activity, has been 1 stall where she didn't sell anything.
And does she still think she's going to be a district by October?
I think so.
Okay, so what I would do is I'd be really honest with her, and I'd say, Carol, do you still plan on being a district manager by October? So if she said yeah, I'd say to you, okay, can I just have permission to be really honest with you? I don't want to hurt your feelings, but as your sponsor, do you give permission to just be honest with you? You need to get permission. Don't give anyone criticism without permission first, because some people don't want to hear it and it crumbles them. So you need permission first. If she says say, okay, we've got 2 options, because what you're currently doing, how much you're doing with your business is not going to match up to what you expect to happen in October. So you either need to lower your goal, because it's not matching up. We need to lower your goal or make that district further away, or because your goal is quite high, but your activity is quite low. We've got to ramp up your activity because we need to be here. And at the minute, we're like this. Does that make sense? And then she'll go, yeah, it does. And then say, okay, well, I'm a bit busy at the minute. I'm just on my way out. So what I want you to do is email me 10 things that you can do. And do you know what? I'm free on Saturday. When I get that email, we'll have a phone call conversation about it.
Yeah, love it. On it. It's just really disheartening because we can see the potential, but I'm fully aware and I can't make anyone do more. I can't, and they are doing what they're doing, so therefore I just need to concentrate on sponsoring and helping them wherever I can.
Yeah, and also sponsoring new people usually fires up the old ones.
Yeah, I've got in one incident. So someone I sponsored someone who sponsored someone. How many generations is that? Third? Fourth? Third? And she, I knew she would, is literally on fire. She's about to go into district manager qualification. I think she'll go DM before the other two.
Yeah.
Now, I would love to say to the other two, listen, how do I say to her, you need to get a crack on? Because I could potentially then have 3 qualified district managers in my success line if they kind of run with it, but they're not. They're like, oh, isn't she doing well? And I'm like, God.
The 2 in the middle, do you speak to them anyway?
Yeah.
Does it come up in conversation about this person at the bottom?
Yeah, we've got a WhatsApp between the 4 of us, and I'm like, oh my God, she's on fire, she's going in, and the other 2 are like, yay! And I'm like, oh Christ! I think I am quite, direct, but I just don't know how to. Well, I think I'll just say, but I don't know how to say, because if she completes district manager before them, they can't use her. She will be direct to you anyway. Yeah, I know. But then if they run with it, there'll be kind of 3 more. Do you know what I mean?
I would have a one-to-one phone call with the 2 in the middle.
Yeah.
Which, do you do that anyway or not?
No, I need to start phoning. Right. That's something I don't do. I do WhatsApps, I do messages, I do voice messages. I don't do what you do and pick up the phone.
Have a phone call conversation. You don't need to mention this. You don't need to ring them up and start talking about this. Just have a phone call conversation with them each anyway. Ask them how they are, how's things going. You might find it comes up into conversation naturally. Listen to what it is. They might tell you, I'm really scared, they're going district, what do you think? And they might open up and tell you, and then you can say, well, do you know what, you can ride on the back of this QB, because if you go when she goes, you're going to be able to use all of it. And if you go at the same time, you're going to get 4 months grace. Did you know that? If they go when she goes, they get 4 months grace. So tell them that, because they probably don't know that. If they don't bring it up, then you could maybe subtly say, oh, so-and-so's, obviously doing really well for district, what have you kind of thought about it? So I would say, do have an individual phone conversation with them.
Okay, I will. I'm going to start doing it. Just nothing to do with any of this. No one that I've sponsored or in my success line receives emails from head office, even though they've phoned head office so many times. Does anyone know if there's anything I can do? Because I don't want to have to keep forwarding everything.
There's a new tick box that they have to tick when you're signing them up to say that they want to get emails. It is on there. It's just quite small, but they have to tick it now to say that they want the emails. Okay, and so after they've signed up, and if they've said that, so if they haven't ticked the box, how do they ever get emails? Is that it? They'll never get emails.
What did head office say?
They should be able to just tick it for them. Yeah, when you ring up.
What did head office say when you spoke to them about it?
Yeah, we've added them on. It should take a couple of weeks, but then they never ever. It still just it still doesn't work. And Caroline, because we're all in the same, we've got one WhatsApp for all of us. She, with her lot, she's like, yeah, don't worry, I'll forward the email on. And I'm like, I cannot be forwarding every single email on to every person every time. Do you know what I mean? They don't listen.
This is really weird, but I've never ever received head office emails unless I search for them, in my spam, or sometimes they just don't even appear, right? When I went on holiday last week, I deleted all my apps. And then I re-downloaded the wrong app for my messenger. So this was can you see that mail one there?
Yeah.
That was what I used to use for my emails. And I never got the emails, but I accidentally downloaded the wrong app. Can you see that one? Hang on, that one there.
Okay, yeah.
Right. I accidentally downloaded that one. And when you open it up, this is so weird. There's an extra folder in it that has never appeared in anything else. And it's got all the Arbonne emails in. I'm going to show you it. It's the freakiest thing. It doesn't even appear on my laptop. This is so weird. So when I open up that app, you see those 3 lines at the top. Just going to open it. It comes up with a folder that I've never seen called Danni Wells. I've never ever seen that folder in my life. I've not made it. It doesn't come up on any other app. It's got all the Arbonne emails in.
That's a bit weird.
Weird. I was like, oh my God. Is
that, what email do you use?
Do you mean what did I download?
Yeah, what is it?
Well, it just says Hotmail. I mean, that's what it looks like. I downloaded it by accident.
Wow. I'm gonna, I'll ask them to have, maybe it could be in spam. It's like Outlook Live.
I'll be interested to know if anyone else downloads it and they find the same thing, because that would be really weird.
I'm gonna look actually.
Yeah. Odd.
That's the app I use for my email.
And do you get them?
Yeah, I get them. Yeah, I always have done. It is the Outlook one, like Jen just said.
Yeah.
So it's Hotmail. There's loads of them that use that one.
Try it and see how it goes.
But I did have a consultant that was the same, and they said you have to tick the box. So
right.
But they did do it for me when I rang up, so it might be worth another phone call.
Yeah.
But get them to download that app as well. Let me know if their emails suddenly appear out of nowhere.
So you click on the 3 lines, and then what does it say?
For me, it came up with a folder called Danni Wells. That does not appear on my main email app. It does not appear on when I go on my laptop and type in Hotmail. I've never seen it in my life.
I'm gonna have a look.
Stacey, unmute yourself. What about you? How are you finding your growth to 40,000 a month QV?
Loving it. Like I said, the only thing was what I asked was just sort of getting the next stage, and I definitely need to. I've learned from this call so much, because I haven't been on the other calls, because the first time I was doing a launch, and then I completely forgot about the Thursday night ones because it went all quiet. So if anyone's got the recordings for the others, I'd love to watch them, please. But yeah, I need to do what you said, what you do, Danny. Breathe the belief and phone them every other day. Most definitely, that is a must.
Even if it's just for a few minutes.
Yeah, I think that's what's really going to help me. So yeah, I've got no doubt in my mind that's happening. No doubt whatsoever. And the biggest thing you need to work on is your mindset. And if you need a coach to do that, get yourself one. And it's what are you willing to do to get that promotion? I feel like I've grown so much just by doing everything that you've told me to do. And I'm willing to grow. I'm willing to continue to grow all the way to the top. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, anything else before we start to end the call? Okay, well, let's end the call then. I hope that this has been somewhat useful to you guys. Obviously, we've got the WhatsApp, so keep sharing your ideas and things that you're doing in the WhatsApp. Yeah, I was completely shocked by this call being on a Thursday, and I was like, 7 p.m. I was like, is that the time that everybody wants? And Fiona was like, yeah. I was like, are you sure that's a really random time? But if you want a different time, do put it in the WhatsApp, because now I'm back, the boss is back, we can get things on track. No, I'm joking. I was like, 7 p.m. Really random time. So yeah, put in the chat after 8 p.m. Yeah, it seemed really bizarre to me. Fiona was like, yeah, they definitely want 7. I was like, that don't sound about right to me. So yeah, pop it in the WhatsApp, and then we can organise whatever time suits the majority of people. But thank you.
And sorry, thanks. But is it definitely possible to get the other recordings on the WhatsApp group, please?
But I don't know anything about them. I didn't even know these calls were happening until last night. So who did the calls for the past 2 weeks?
It was Laura last week, and Fiona's was put on the
WhatsApp. I had to delete all of my messages on WhatsApp because
I'll go back and find it.
Please.
But Laura's hasn't been put up, I don't think.
Thank you.
Thanks, Danny.
Okay, thanks, guys. Regional Vice Presidents and Executive Vice Presidents.
Bye.
Right, I'll speak to you all soon.
Bye.